Kaz Crossley with Title Sports Network. I'm in Paris, joined by the one and only Tyron Woodley. How are you doing, Tyron?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm really good. We're at Bellator Paris. Are you enjoying the vibe already?
Man, it's already a packed house, which I'm surprised. You know, in the U.S., people always get to the fights late, so it's good to see only on fight 3. It's probably at 70% capacity, so I'm expecting to see a packed house and some good fights.
Yeah, definitely. And how long have you been in Paris for?
I've been in Paris for 2 days, so I got to do the tourist thing, see the Eiffel Tower. I did go golf at a super ghetto golf course. Y'all need to get your golf courses together.
The ghetto golf course.
We didn't have no carts. Walked up a 0 incline hill with these golf bags, but no, it was enjoyable.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Microphones, bring it close.
Okay. So Paris is the city of love. What is the most romantic thing you've ever done for someone?
Ooh, for romantic. I'm more of a lover than a fighter, so I try to do romance as much as I can. So here I'm just kind of on business, so I'm just giving myself love. So that's a romance that some of us don't really do.
Exactly.
I spent a lot of years dishing out love to others, so now I'm trying to just learn how to date myself and chill by myself and just kind of vibe out.
I love that. I'm on that too, definitely. I actually, well, you said before, do you train? I do train. I do Muay Thai retreats. Right. I hear you've got a retreat coming up. Yeah. It's called Bahama Blitz, right? Yeah, so tell me about that.
We basically just trying to get entrepreneurs, people that are already business owners, to break out of the status quo. Sometimes you get comfortable when you see success, you start touching bread, and then you don't really have that same ambition that you did when you started off. So we're just going to motivate them, give them a different perspective on not getting comfortable. Obviously, a fighter can never get comfortable. You know what I mean? Moments in my career where I got comfortable, I paid the cost. When I was hungry and grinding, I was invincible. So we're going to just kind of motivate them. And when you're professional and you're pretty much an artist, you just have a different brushstroke. But at the same token, success is consistently doing the same thing over and over again perfectly. So we're going to just have fun with it, enjoy it, and then hopefully when people go back to their businesses, they got a little fire up underneath them.
That sounds amazing. What else do you do in your spare time now you're not fighting anymore? Like what does your life look like apart from that?
I just I'm still fighting. I just took some time off. I took about a year off just to be normal because I had trained and been a high level athlete for 30 years straight. So from the time I was 10 to 40, I took no breaks, no off seasons. I never had more than a couple of days off from training. So that's a long time. Yeah, I actually didn't stop fighting. I just took a time off. I've been fighting and training and doing wrestling at a high level from the age of 10 to 40. So I had 30 years straight in the paint. So I took a year off just to be normal. I traveled the country, traveled the world, found a new hobby, started golfing. And then last year I was supposed to fight a couple fights. And what I started finding out, when you start getting to these higher profile fights, the cap increases as well. So a lot of people act like they want to fight and they really don't want to fight, or they want to fight someone that's a lesser opponent for the same money. And that's good business, but you know, when you're getting ready to fight a KSI, or you're getting ready to fight a Floyd Mayweather, and all of a sudden they take a different opponent, it's just like you can't just replace a fight like that real quickly. So I feel what God has for me is for me, and when it's time for me to fight a big fight, I'm working on a couple of them right now, and I'm just not getting excited until they sign, because I learned the hard way last year.
Right, so you don't think people are serious?
It's not that they're serious. It's just so much money floating around in the space of fighting right now that people are trying to fight the easiest fight for the most money. So, I mean, I get it. It makes sense, you know. It's a hard career. It's a prize fighting career, not a pride fighting. And I get it. I just don't like when people say, I'll fight anybody, anytime, and play tough guy, and they're really not.
So we're not done with seeing you fighting yet. Is it just boxing that you're doing now?
You know what? I actually plan on doing MMA. Like, a lot of fans want to see me fight MMA again. And just to be honest, you know, when I was fighting my last couple of MMA fights, it was just kind of like a simulation. Like, the whole Apex Arena deal is kind of whack. Like, It's like a sparring session. I don't let people come watch me spar. I don't like it, like being in the weird aqua room. The cage was super small, and I just really wasn't motivated to be in a fight space at that time. So those fights to me are like exhibition fights. I do think the fans deserve to see me go out there, see me run through somebody, see the Tyron Woodley that they know I'm capable of being, and put a proper close to an MMA career. So I'm planning for a big MMA fight, possibly in the Middle East. And yeah.
Do you know your opponent yet?
I offer some big names, some big bags. Georges St. Pierre. He said, Tyron, I appreciate the offer, but I'm done with the sport. And I can't blame him. You know what I mean? It's a tough sport. He did what he needed to do. He don't feel like he got anything to prove. And I asked Nick Diaz about taking a fight. He liked the comment. He liked what I sent him, but he never said anything. So I don't know how to take that. But somebody of that caliber, somebody that I feel like was a GOAT at the time, and they may not have gotten what the industry's paying now. And the industry's paying pretty heavy. So I feel like I want to fight somebody I respect and get us both paid.
Is this on a new promotion?
It's my promotion, the realest international promotion. We call it TRIP. Everybody want to go and take a trip and increase tourism. So we are promoting all things art. It's not just mixed martial arts, but it's boxing, cryptocurrency events, art festivals, and also just some specialty events that we created to be branded and basically go around internationally. So I'm excited about that. And we already started working as a consultant to a lot of different promotions that's going on in the Middle East. They just need help with booking talent, how to manage talent, how to amplify an event, how to get more asses in the seat. So I feel like just my background of entertainment, I really don't hang out with any MMA people at all. You know, I really don't go to MMA fights, but most of my peers are actors, directors, artists, football players, musicians, songwriters, just different forms of art, because we all kind of like, we mesh at the top when you're an artist. So I'm going to utilize that Rolodex pretty much and just kind of like promote all things art.
Amazing. Oh my God, I'm very excited for you. You mentioned before about boxing now, especially the influence of boxing being a lot of talk. You were one of the first MMA fighters to go into that when you had a fight with Jake Paul. What do you think of that space now, and, you know, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? I
mean, the space is not going nowhere. When you think about that space, the space is 80% of all music consumers are streamers. 80% of the people that are streamers are the Jake Paul fans or the Cobra Kai fans. So I was smart enough to grab those fans. When I fought Jake, that's a whole demographic of people that like me, didn't like me, the way to go, they want to watch me. When I did the Cobra Kai, I got the really, really young and over 40 because the parents are watching with the kids. So I grabbed another following. So when you look at the MMA market, it's pretty much 18 to 35. So I kind of like got the teeny boppers and through 35, and then I got the older ones from Cobra Kai, and they just constantly keeping your name in the mix and your name in the hat. Like I haven't fought in 2.5 years, but it hasn't been a week. My name hasn't been in some form of a conversation. So that's by design. It's not by accident. And I feel like those guys understand how to get people excited, how to make them hate you, how to make them love you. So when you look at that space, all the pay-per-view models are streams now, right? So why wouldn't you pick somebody that's already shown that they could stream, that they got subscribers, which is basically what a pay-per-view buyer is now. So I feel like if you can fight, and if you're aware of your brand, you know, these guys are going to be around for at least another 5 to 7 years. So people that don't like it, y'all might as well get used to it, you know what I mean, or find somebody that can beat them.
Definitely. Another fight that has been just announced is Leon Edwards. A fight that didn't happen for you. What do you take on the Bilal and Leon fight?
I mean, you know, I was Bilal's teammate for a long time. You know, he just goes one speed. He never slows down. It's basically like a moderate, medium type speed, but he can do that for a long time. He's durable, and he keeps enough pressure on you where you can't really look good against him. We saw these guys fight before. Unfortunately, it was stopped to a no contest. I think it was like an eye poke or something like that. Leon Edwards is good. He's hard to take down. He gets up very quick. He's agile. He got the long striker build, but a lot of the long strikers don't know how to use their length and their reach, and he does. He's obviously, you know, hungry still. He's training real hard, and I feel like it's going to be a good fight. I really don't have any horses in the race, so I just want to see a good fight. I really want to see guys not be injured to the point where they can't do it again, because I know how it is when I fought 5 world title fights in 1 year, and I made a lot of money. My body was in shape. You know what I mean? I mentally was in the camp the whole time, and I started building that momentum. So I just want these guys to go out there and fight their hearts out, make a lot of money, and then, you know, be healthy enough to do it again.
You're going to be there, UFC Manchester, where we're from?
I like the thought of going to Manchester, but, you know, at the end of the day, I haven't been to a UFC event in a long time. I was thinking about going to the one in St. Louis, but, you know, what is it, UFC 304 or something like that?
304, yeah. Why haven't you been?
I just took some time to be normal, you know what I mean? And to be quite honest, I feel like the space got a little bit goofy, because most of the fighters that are fighting now are kind of our offspring. They watched us, and they're doing what we did to think they're going to get more notoriety, more money, and increase their brand. But we did what we did because that was us. My brand was my brand. Conor brand was his. Ronda's was hers. John was his. Like it or love it, we were ourselves. So now I see a lot of people kind of being other what they think they should be.
Do you think they're concentrating too much on like, the Instagram followers?
I mean, you can concentrate on it's a balance for all things, but I think they need to concentrate on individuality, figuring out what 3 or 4 things that they do uniquely that people will actually want to watch and amplify those 3 columns, not try to go and, stream or Twitch or try to, put a suit on or try to, be a tough guy at a press conference just because somebody else did it. When you do something, real recognizes real. When it's not authentic and it's not genuinely you, people are going to recognize it. So I feel like it's a lot of that going on. And it's like not one fighter that I say, I got to watch this guy.
Really? Not one?
Not one. I mean, is there a fighter in the UFC that you have to watch him no matter what?
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So many I get excited for.
So, I mean, in my era, it was fighters that you had to watch. People traveled great distances, and people was there, and they used money. They didn't even have bills, didn't get paid that much, so they can watch certain guys fight. So that's kind of the reason why. But
I think for me, one in the UFC now is definitely Gaethje.
I mean, I just saw Gaethje yesterday in the lobby. I like Gaethje. I like watching him fight, but he is like the 1% of the sport. He is the Max Holloway. He is the Michael Chandler. He is the last of the Mohegans, as we would say, of people that are really, really, strong, hardcore fighting brand. Outside of that, it's a whole bunch of new fighters that we don't really know yet. And they're trying to allow us to get to know them, but the way that they're doing it is kind of like forced.
I think for me, being a more newer fan of MMA and being from the UK, the British scene is definitely like getting so much better. And the fact that it's coming to Manchester, even though our card is actually on much later, so we have to stay up early in the morning to watch it, which I don't think is fair. Do you think that's fair?
I don't know. It's tough when you fighting around the world. You want to find a sweet spot where everybody can watch the fight. And I still owe the O2 Arena one. Me and Leon Edwards were supposed to headline that. In 2019, we were the actual first UFC card to get canceled because of the pandemic. So I would like to still go to O2 Arena and fight there and sell out the joint. And at the end of the day, I feel like the fans in the UK, they love fighting. They love exposure. They love fighting. They love exposure. I just strong on them. I don't know who it is, but we almost done.
I was going to let them go through, but we're more important.
I think the fans in the UK, I think they love fighting. They come out, they show up, they're energetic. You know what I mean? They bring a lot of life to it. So that's why I was excited about fighting in O2 Arena. So I think Manchester is going to be very similar. I think it's going to be a loud, packed house. Yeah,
definitely. Another UK fighter that's made a comeback, Darren Till.
I forgot about Darren Till. Darren Till's fighting on the undercard against Chavez Jr. Yeah, I like Darren Till. I offered Darren Till a big bag to fight in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what he wanted to do at that time. But I told him, I said, hey,
MMA?
No, it was boxing. Yeah, I told him don't sign a contract. Right now you got a brand, just fight individually, fight one-offs, make a lot of money and keep your options open. So I think he's doing that. And I think the PFL was interested in him and some other organization, but it was good to see him do the boxing thing because the boxing training isn't as tough on our body. It's not easier. It's more layers of boxing than what we have to use in MMA. But I feel like an MMA fighter, I was just talking to Anthony Pettis about that, it's so much easier on the body, man.
Is it because the blows are spread out over the body? Like you can do like grappling, wrestling, it's not just striking?
It's because you don't have to go on the ground and basically be in a jiu-jitsu position where you can be, extended, your arm can be extended, you can be on your back, your legs can be in all.
So you're saying that MMA is more tougher on the body.
And then your back rounded over, and then you box in, you kind of round it in the middle. You doing Muay Thai kickboxing, and you upright, and then you rotating these things in between strength and conditioning, running and sprinting and doing all this crazy stuff to be in great cardio. So your body is just likely to get more injured. So we have most of our injuries are during the actual training camp, less is during the fight.
Yeah. Does he want to go? Do you want to go past? Sorry. It's okay. Sorry about that. So you're making a comeback to MMA. Are you going to be making a comeback to music?
Yeah, I never left music. I just haven't put out music in a while. I think I'm sitting on like 40 songs.
40 songs? Yeah. You're making like a part 2. I'll beat your ass.
I'll beat your ass again.
I'll beat your ass again.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I dropped that song after I fought Darren Till. It was kind of like an iconic moment. But I'm creating songs that's kind of about life now. So most of my music is geared towards just transparency, being open, being honest, telling about the journey. Some's about love, some's about breakup, some's about, you know what I mean, getting to the point of your life where you're just positive and you understand what's important. Chasing the bag is one thing, but touching bread is a whole thing. That can be knowledge, that can be money, that can be wisdom. And I feel like people will be very surprised when they see the growth of me in music. So I'm glad you asked that question, because when you start in the art of fighting, people want to see you stick to that. But when you're an artist, you do what God gave you gifts for. And I decided last week, I talked to my producer and said, we're going to roll this carpet out and we're going to get this album dropped.
That's amazing. It sounds like you've got your fingers in a lot of pies. I'm really excited for you, especially for your MMA comeback. I've just got one game if we can play it. Have you done blind rankings before?
We can do it now.
Yeah? Okay, so.
Do you know how to play it?
You know how to play it?
She's going to give me like a random fighter.
And you're going to rank them from 1 to 5, but you don't know who the next one is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah? So the first one is GSP.
GSP, I say 3.
Darren Till.
5. I'm going 1 to 5, right?
Yes.
All right.
Tyron Woodley.
1, of course.
Kamaru Usman.
4.
And then that leaves number 2, right? So you put Leon Edwards 2. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah?
I'm cool with that. Leon, we don't got smoke anymore.
Do you know
me and Leon was going back and forth on the internet when I was fighting him. That's a part of the banter. He got his feelings hurt. He blocks me on Instagram. Leon, you can unblock me.
Are you still blocked?
I'm still blocked. You can unblock me,
him, Leon,
Leon.
man. Come on.
I like your fight style. I give you a lot of credit, a lot of props. You know what I mean? You can come down off of that a little bit. You know what I mean?
One last question. Conor McGregor is making his comeback finally. What do you make of that? Are we excited?
I mean, he's fighting Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
You know, I started Michael Chandler in the sport. He was a freshman in college when I was a senior. I taught Michael Chandler how to wrestle. I taught him how to finish takedowns and how to be. He was already aggressive, already in great cardio. He pushed me on those areas because he was a measuring stick of if you were in shape, and he pushed me for a long time. So I just know Michael Chandler all too well. I started him in the sport of MMA. I used to manage him, got him his first fights, Bellator contract, all those things. Michael Chandler is going to run through Conor. His pace is too ridiculous, and he won't get tired, and Conor quits. And plus, Conor got a lot of money right now, so I don't think his drive. I don't think his drive is the same.
No, true. Thank you so much for your time, honestly. Have a great night, and yeah, good luck with your career. I'm looking forward to watching everything.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any more MMA content featuring me, Kaz Crossley, for Title Sports Network.